Okay, guys, welcome to another Monday night Grubb Cast. Uh, I didn't post today because I wasn't sure it was going to happen, but it's going to happen. I have a special guest in the back room tonight. I will be bringing him on here shortly. Mike Swanger from Run and Gun is going to talk about the Big Bass Bash, give the results and stuff of what took place yesterday at the Big Bass Bash. So, let's go with the sponsors. Um, Tonight, while he's talking, I'm going to have to look up a trivia question. I forgot. I got one. I think I got. I just got to pick it out. But I'm going to be giving away the 3.4 Sonar Shad and Char Pepper from Hook and Donkeys. Mike's always been great about his baits and stuff, and man, I have given them out all over the country. They've went as far as I think they went as far as Florida before. So, uh, yeah. So let's get the sponsors: Fish Sticks Rods, Hook and Donkeys, Sanborn Builders. Yes, Rusty, I'm seeing the comments. Not in, I didn't pull Facebook up. I'm just doing the regular comments on this page. Sanborn Builders, Ace Hardware. While you're at Ace Hardware, stop in and get you some Blue Rock bait and tackle. Hobbs Roofing, Pizza Stop out here in Albany. Had me a good chef salad the other night. Southern Ohio Sanitation, Williams and Son Construction, Raccoon Creek Outfitters. I don't think he's gotten any. Nope, no events this weekend. This is the. Nope. Gamma Fishing Line, Drop Zone Bait and Tackle, and Strict Marine Plus. Get a hold of Aaron and get you some boat work done. Okay, guys. With that being said, let's go ahead and get Mike on. He's waiting patiently to talk about the Big Bass Bash. Yeah, Rusty, I got Facebook and YouTube at the same. You can comment on either one of them through this page, and it shows up. So you're on Facebook. I see it popping up on Facebook. So, okay. So, Mike, there you are. What's
Hey,
up?
everybody. Oh, it's been a busy day. Been a busy last week or two, that's for sure.
Yes, it has.
Well, I'll start talking if you don't mind.
Yep, go right ahead.
I figured that gives you time to look up your trivia question for the night. So
Yep.
let me start off by saying this. I want to thank everybody who came out. It's a great event. We had a lot of positive comments. We had some boats that was a first time coming there that had fished other, I should say, events or slash tournaments that have done like the Big Bash Bash um, inside the state of Ohio and loved our format and said they'd be back. So, which that's a positive note. We had a lot of first timers there. We had a tremendous amount of repeat guys fishing it. But even more important than that, I want to take a time and thank all the title sponsor and the hourly sponsors. Obviously, I've talked about it last year. I'll talk about it again this year. Jesse French from Blue Rock Custom Tackle has been our anchor point for this event. It was actually his idea. He's in the Run and Gun Club, and it was his idea for this event because the format's set up to where at any given point in time in the day, as you know, Tony, you fished it. You're only allowed to have one bass in your possession throughout the day, and the goal of this was to keep the stress down on the bass. Keep the kill down and we've not had a dead fish come into the scales, or well, in fact, we don't weigh dead fish, and all the fish that typically are caught are they're only in the live well most of the time. I know there's guys out there will set on them for quite a while, trying to get that timing right to come into the scales. But typically, they're only in there for maybe 30 minutes to 40 minutes, at 30 minutes to an hour at best. Typically, I mean, I'm not saying that's always the case, but the goal of it is not to have a live well full of bass you're floating around all day and possibly stressing him too much to the point where we lose a couple. And it's also this time of year, as you know, Tony, they're spawning or getting ready to spawn, so we really don't want to stress them any more than they have to be. So with that said, Jesse came up with the idea. It's of the format he'd seen elsewhere in the South. We modified it for Burr Oak because Burr Oak's a 9.9 lake, but it also allows idling of the big motor. So we modified some of the rules when we're blasting off, and so to kind of balance the scales a little bit. So guys that are boat one that's in a 9.9 doesn't get, or guys that's in a big boat with a 250 doesn't get passed by boat 50 in a 9.9 at blast off. So everybody has to idle the first 30 minutes. So you can't pass anybody. So that kind of balances everything out. But anyhow, back to the sponsors. Jesse at Blue Rock has been a cornerstone of this event since it started. This is our 8th year of having this event. He puts a lot of time and money into this, and we try to, encourage people to support our local business owners that support this. But with that being said, he's not the only one there that is supporting this event. We have Jimmy and Jamie Hebner with Hebner Excavating. This year they purchased 2 hours. They're located out in New Lex, Ohio. Great guys. You won't find a better company to do any kind of excavating work. Tommy Hebner, same Hebner crew, same family. He owns his own excavating business. Same thing. These guys are top notch. Then Jimmy's cousin, Stevie Hebner, with Harrison and Hebner Excavating out of Columbus. Actually, it's based out of Reynoldsburg. They also support the club as well with an hourly. Then we have Rod's Tire Shop out of Zanesville, South Zanesville. Rod Guthrie he's a club member, but he's still he's a business owner. Same thing, hourly sponsor, puts time into the club, into this event. Great guy. Then we have, let's see, I'm trying to get them all in. It's kind of hard to, we have a lot of sponsors. Then we have Greg Peckham out of Albany. This is his 2nd year of sponsoring the club. His business is We Frame It. Great guy, local business, does a good job. Anybody locally looking for any kind of home construction, he's your man. I think also Frog Ranch is every year since we've done this. Frog Ranch has donated free salsa to give out to the anglers at the end of the day. I think we handed out, well, just in this past event, this at the Bash alone, I think we handed out close to 50 jars of salsa. And as well as today's prices, that that adds up pretty quick. So and then let me see. I think that's all of our hourly and title sponsors. So, and if I've missed anybody, if you're listening to this, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. It's a large event. It's we've had a full field for the last 7 years. Our first year of having it, I think we missed by having a full field, which is 50. I think we missed it by maybe 6 boats. So it's a very popular event, and guys love it. as far as the hourly, I'm gonna go through the hourly weights. And by the way, everybody, I'm just gonna spoil alert. I don't mean to spoil this for you, but Tony, I think you can, agree with this. That Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, a cold front come through,
Oh yeah.
and it really had an impact on the bite, and because guys were fit. Burr Oak has a Tuesday night tournament every Tuesday, and just this past Tuesday they had some great weights, and in fact this past month they've had a lot of great weights come out of that lake. I think a couple 7-pounders have crossed the scales up there at some points, but the bite was definitely on fire this week, but up until Saturday afternoon, Saturday night when the cold front come in, and it did have an impact on the weights. So with that being said, the first hour, Chip Hook, he won the first hour. And by the way, everybody, all the entry fees, the entry fee is $100. With 50 boats, that's $5,000, and 100% of the entry fees goes back in payouts. The club doesn't make anything off entry fees. So if you're wanting to fish an event where all your entry fees go back, this is one of them. That there's other ones like Brian Rose has these small. Actually his tournaments aren't small anymore, but there's very few, as you know, Tony, that 100% of the entry fees go back.
Yep,
and this is one of them. So with that being said, we paid out over $5,000. We paid the entire $5,000 out. And we gave away a fishing rod. That's the other one. Charlie Alexander with Tough Rods. Excuse me. He donated a rod. And when we did our 50-50 raffle, which it gets quite large, the pot gets quite large. The second ticket we pull, whoever has that ticket gets the rod from Tough Rods. Okay, so Chip Hook won the first hour with 3.64 pounds. And the second place winner for the first hour was Tony Vaughn. And if I murder these names, everybody, I deeply apologize. So his was 2.46. Second hour. Dan Utter and Steve Woodford, 4.62 pounds. He won first. And Kobe Thompson and Bryant got second with 3.32. Now, Dan Utter and Steve Woodford ended up winning the entire tournament, but that one fish they weighed in on hour two. That one fish alone at 4.62 put $1,500 in their pocket because they got first place for the hour, which is $300, then an additional $1,200 for overall big bass of the day. Let's see here. In this third hour, Gary Barnhouse and John Butcher took the third hour with 2.80. Then Jason Allen and John Daniels got second with 2.37. Let's see. Fourth hour. First place went to Albers and Simons with 3.13. And Chip Hook, he took second with 2.66. And we'll have repeat names. So on the fourth hour, this is hour 11:30 through 12:30. Big bass of that hour was Reed and Bachman, 4.44, which they also took second overall of the day, which that one fish, between the hourly of 300 and the overall, the second overall for the day was an additional 600. So that one fish landed them $900. So they had 4.44. And Terry Lunsford had one. He got second with a 3.40 pound bass. Hours 12:30 through 1:30. Let's see here. First place went to Kim Kearns and Bob McLaughlin. They had 2.96, and Travis Six got second, which was 2.74. All right, and see the seventh hour. Yeah, the seventh hour. Let me see here. First place went to Kevin French and Hunter Tanner. 3.54. And second went to Jimmy and Jamie Hebner with 2.44. The last hour, there's a lot to go through here. There's a lot of names to sort through. Tony, you and Josh Guthrie got first place on the last hour with a 4.12 pound bass, and Olbers and Simons got the second place at the last hour with 3.13. So those are the results. We've been blessed that we haven't had to split up the into the payouts because of no fish being weighed. Be honest with you, that the second hour we was kind of worried about it. As you can tell, as the hours went on and I had to read through these sheets, I had to sort through who got first and second because of the amount of bass that was weighed in. And another cool thing about this format is a lot of guys with like yourself who have big motors that can't run, they don't have to idle all the way back to the dock. Mm-hmm. They call the weigh station up, which is my phone number or Bill Walter's phone number, and they can get a current up to date status of what's been weighed in, and that way they can not waste their time idling back to the ramp. So that kind of it really does make the field balanced out. Even the guys in the 9.9 will blow up my phone all day long. So
I hauled a 1.17 around for about 3 hours because I knew it wasn't going to do no good to idle all the way back with that kind of fish. I actually threw it out when I put the 4 pound in the boat.
Well, what's interesting is last year, I don't mean to name drop here, but I'm going to. Last year, or another thing I'll explain to your viewers is whoever wins the overall prize of the day, like what was her name, Dan Utter and Steve Woodford. This year they won the overall biggest bass of the day. They have first opportunity to be boat number one next year. Well, boat number one this year was Hinkle and Abella. I think that's how you pronounce his last name, Abella. Last year we talked about it on your show. They had just an absolutely fantastic day.
Hammered.
I think, yeah, they absolutely. I mean, they took home $3,500, but they weighed in just under 26 pounds of fish, and that was 5 fish.
That's one boat.
That's one boat. And we had other people weighing in fish throughout the day as well. I mean, so the lake is great when you hit it right. If we had a crystal ball and was able to predict the weather, we would do it that way. But unfortunately, this year the cold front hit and it shut them down. I know you pre-fished it, and I think you was there Saturday.
I was.
And you was on a good bite and had some good fish, and nothing. And then like the guys
shut off.
Yeah, it's like Hinkle and Abella from last year. They didn't weigh in any fish this year. I mean, those guys are some very good sticks. They know what they're doing, and they blanked. So if that's any indication to anybody that this this tournament is any lopsided or tilted either way, That is the furthest thing from the truth, because a lot of guys who fish this, fish Baroque a lot, and there are good sticks up there. And when they blank, what does that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that weather had a massive impact on the bite yesterday. So, but I'll get back to my other point. So after the tournament, we took in sign-ins for next year. Next year's tournament will be April 25th. We try to keep it around the same time frame as every year. It seems to be when the weather is somewhat stable, meaning we're not having snow on the boats and everything else like that. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen, but we try to get in that sweet spot. So next year, April 25th, 2027, we will have the next Big Bass Bash. Now, with that being said, we had 20 people after the tournament this year sign up for next year.
Wow.
And I had one guy get a hold of me today as I was driving out to Cincinnati to get a spot for next year. And I was like, well, this is what you got to do. You got to send a check to me, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So for all your viewers out there, if you have any questions about it, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Sometimes I get busy with life. Like what this guy did was he went to the Run and Gun Facebook page and sent us a message through the Run and Gun Facebook Messenger. And if I will respond as quick as I can, and if I don't, Bill Walters will, because both of us monitor it, pretty closely. So we'll give you instructions on where to send a check or how to get your entry fee to me. So hopefully that answered any questions that anybody may have. But next year, April 27th,
25th.
2020. Yeah, so basically that guy said he was going to drop the check in the mail tomorrow. So entry fees are already starting to come in. We're at
22.
30 spots, 29 spots left. So, there you have it.
I don't think, Dustin, no, it has to be a boat, not a kayak.
Yeah, no kayaks. No. And
Yeah,
one
it
more
has to
thing,
be a boat.
guys. One more thing. We had a little bit of a hiccup with one of the boats. Because what we do, we launch out of Dock 4. And we have a very strict we have a very strict rule, because what happens is, as you're checking in, we block off the road. You have to go down the if you've ever been there before, you have to go down the road and go past the shelter house. And I set up there along with Bill and George Carr and any other help that we have. We check you in. We check your live wells. We're checking 9.9 motors to make sure they're legal 9.9 motors and not a 20 horse with the 9.9 stickers on them. Okay. We try to keep things as even keel as possible for all the anglers. But the reason why we do this is we're checking live wells. So when the boats go in the water, we know everybody's empty. And after blast off, everyone goes to their spots. So when a boat comes in, if say, Tony, you catch one, it's 5 pounds. You come in with that 5-pounder, we're checking your live well when you hit the weigh station there at Dock 4. You don't even have to get out of your boat. We're checking your live well, because you're only allowed to have one fish in your possession at any given time during this event. This person, I'm not going to say any names. I had a conversation with them. They didn't know this was the first time. They put in at Dock 4 and idled over to Dock. They put in at Dock 1 and idled over to Dock 4. Massive no. They didn't know any better. We excused him, but he got a very stern talking to. And we made sure that myself and myself and another director went through their boat to make sure everything was on the up and up, and everybody watched it. So, but and also it makes it convenient for us when everybody goes into the same dock, comes in and docks your boat in. the same location. So that way we're not running around trying to make sure everybody's got a clean live well. It's just an assembly line. So hopefully your viewers understand that that's been there before.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, and it's not like there's a long wait to put your boat in. You can put 2 boats in at a time at Burr Oak.
Right,
So,
right.
and
It was just an honest. It was just an honest mistake, and we understand there's honest mistakes. And I'm pretty positive he won't do that next year. He was a little embarrassed. I felt bad for him because he just didn't know. But that's the reason why we do what we do. It's not that we're being difficult. We're just trying to keep everything above par, and it is convenient for us, and it makes everything flow quickly because 50 boats, in Dock 4, it gets pretty busy, and 50 boat field anywhere, with the exception of larger venues, and we don't
yes,
have any larger venues down here, with the exception of the High River. That's a completely different animal. But in Southeast Ohio, that's a pretty good size event, and for a 9-line lake.
yeah. Well, that's Matt Fisher had commented up here earlier about if they'd make it more than 50 boats, but Burr Oak
No,
won't hold more than 50.
well, it's not. It's not a matter if it won't hold it or not. The problem of it is the state only allows us 50. The state caps it at 50 boats at Burr Oak.
Yep.
We have no control over the permit process, and we have to follow what the guidelines of the state of Ohio and the Parks Office sets for us.
Right? Every tournament I've ever heard of my whole life has always been 50 boats at Burr Oak. It was the cap.
Well, I can't comment to that. I just know what the current, what their current cap is, and it's 50. So,
Lewis Meeks said he'll be sending his money, so you might have 23.
yeah, cool. I'm assuming Lewis knows the address where to send it to, and make the check out to Run and Gun Bass Busters. So, but yeah, I mean it's a good time, and guys, they just love it because the cool part about this tournament is because the scales open up at 7:30, and that hourly scale waits. It goes until 8:29. At 8:29, if you're not not out of the boat on the sidewalk at the scales with your fish, in the clock the clock moves to 8:30, then the new hour, the second hour begins. So there's a lot of strategy with this, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tony, I've seen you do this a couple times over the years. You'll come into the weigh station and just sit there and see who's going to come in and watching the weights because you've weighed your portable scales in your boat, and you're guessing, if I hold this, can I get this?
Nope.
Can I even get second place by holding this fish and no one else comes in? I'll jump out at 8:29 before the clock rolls over, and basically you could sneak in second place or even sneak out of first place. I mean, I've seen it.
Oh yeah, you got to play the game right.
Yeah, well, and this year we had 4 boats in at the scales at one time. All of them, you know how fishermen are, jockeying back and forth, fibbing here, fibbing there. Or some of them are, who's lying, who's not. We just sit back and just enjoy the show. So it's a good time.
And you guys know who's got the fish in the boat because they're texting asking you what fish is in there. I mean, prime example. You hadn't heard from me all day, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Hey, what's the hourly weight?" So you knew I had a fish in the boat.
Right? Yeah, because any given point in time, I'll have phone calls and messages from 10 or 15 different people, and we know there's 10 or 15 fish floating out there in the boats. So the funniest story, we tell this a lot, and Abreed, I love you to death, man. I really do. Our very first event, he called Bill Walters up. He didn't ask what the hourly weight was. He didn't ask anything. All thing he said was, "I got a good one and I'm coming in."
Yeah.
And,
I think he had a
and
7-pounder, wasn't it?
yeah, it was, yeah, I think it was 7. I think it was either a high 6 or low 7. I can't really remember.
He
Not
won
going
with
to say
that
a
one.
lot of your viewers, but he rolled in there and he had a grin from ear to ear and he just hammered it. I mean, so you know when someone says, "I got a good one and I'm coming in," yeah, it's a good one. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great time. It's a lot of work for us, but you know, everybody seems to be very happy at the even if they blank, they're happy. We got guys lining up to do this again because, like all of them say, it's 8 tournaments all rolled into one. It's just a great format, and guys love it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
it
fun.
is.
It takes the fishing for 5 fish. You're fishing for one fish, and once you catch it, then you got to think. Just like prime example, we had that one. I weighed it 117. I told Josh, I'm like, that fish ain't gonna do us probably no good, but we'll keep
Right,
it and keep fishing and
right,
keep checking in on. But then I got tied up and occupied on one fish and forgot even about ours because I knew if I caught that fish, it was going to put money. I knew that fish that I was looking at would put money in our pocket, even second.
right. And
You know,
if you really want, if yeah, speaking of that, if you really want to break it down, um, most tournaments, a 50 boat field, I don't know how many places they may pay out. What 10, maybe 12,
yep,
maybe depending on the format. I don't know. This one, we're with the full field, you have 16 opportunities to cash a check with just one
mm,
fish, and it just throws a different spin on it. And you can do that 8 different times throughout the day. So it's really fun.
yep, yep. Okay, now I put two and two together. Lewis was there yesterday fishing because he said I finally got to meet Tony that morning. Because a guy came up to me and he says, "I watch your show every Monday night." So there, that was Lewis Meeks. So
That's
he's
great.
already fished it. So he's already got your address. I take it. So he'll be fishing again.
That's great.
Uh,
Hey,
that's great too. Go ahead.
Lewis, when you send that entry in, put a note in there so I can send you a text or give you a phone call so I can tell you what your boat number is, if you don't mind.
Okay. And Trish McGraw just said reach out to her and they donate a weigh bag next year
Sounds
for a
great.
price.
That's
So
great because what we'll do, we'll just add that into the 50-50. I'm sure Tough Rod. So the first three tickets we'll give away those items, obviously with the money.
okay. Well, now you got. I'll get a hold of her. Remind me, and I'll get a hold of her. Make a note.
All right.
That's a year away. That's 364 days
Well, I'll
away.
tell you, even though it's a year away, I'm already dealing with the entries and planning for sponsors and what we're going to do. All the permits. It's a lot of
What?
work, guys. But to see the faces on everybody, it is rewarding for us to see everybody. Most everybody,
Yeah.
when you don't catch fish, it still sucks, but they're
Hmm.
still happy.
Jesse French is on. He said, "Thanks for running a great tournament, Mike."
Well, Jesse,
Jesse, thank you for doing what you do.
yeah, man. I mean, hats off. I mean, guys. I mean, I know I push his products a lot, but I'm telling you, it's a great quality product,
It
made in
absolutely is.
Ohio, good
By a
family.
great guy.
Yes, I mean, top notch. I mean,
Yep.
support these local businesses. Especially in the fishing industry. Jesse French is top notch, and also, he's got a new venue for his fishing show up north. So go check it out, Great Lakes Expo.
Yep. Tell the viewers that might be interested in an hourly sponsorship. What is it?
Yeah, an hourly sponsorship. Obviously, we're always pushing our sponsors, but an hourly sponsorship is $300. We push your product, we push your business, and we put your name on a plaque. We would need artwork or approval to use our artwork for the plaque guy. which has done us very well. He's located. He's an older guy. He lives in the Plains. His business is in the Plains, Ohio, just north of Athens. Um, oh, Bill at All American Trophies. I think the Athens County Club uses that place as well.
No, we use
I
zones.
don't know. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we use zones.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yep,
didn't mean to
yep,
misspeak.
yep. No, that's all right.
So, but yeah, Bill at All American Sports he's treated the club very well. So I would need permission from um, whoever wants to sponsor to use their artwork for him to put that on a plaque, and that would be it.
So it's $300 to get for the hour.
For the hour, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously
Okay.
it's more for Blue Rock pays more, but they're the title sponsor. And yeah, like I said, Jesse's dumped a lot of money into this event, and I can't thank him and his company, Blue Rock Custom Tackle, enough. I really can't.
He said, "Wow, going to make me blush." Enough of all that.
Well, it's true. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, I mean, he puts a lot of effort into the fishing industry, and guys, he's very well connected. I mean, the stuff he puts out, the pros he's getting input from the pros on tweaking things. So his product's top notch. I mean, by far is top notch.
Trish said that I'll get with you, Mike. She said, "Give Mike my contact. I'm in for a sponsor an hour." So
Sounds great. I
Fisher's
appreciate it, Chris.
interested in that. So
All right,
I'll
great.
get that information to you, and you guys can hook up on that.
Greatly
Well, that
appreciate
works out.
it.
Well, guys, anybody else got anything for Mike? Mike, you got anything else?
No, other than just one last thing. I appreciate the sponsors. Um, please support them. Also, I love seeing all the guys out there. It's great to see everybody, the guys that come back, and we have a lot of older fishermen that attend this event, and it's just great to see them each year because every year we get to see them. We're blessed that God has left them here on us for us to enjoy them another year.
Yep.
Like your father, for example. I forget the guy who fished with Ab Reed. He's 82 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell in the lake this year. Ab called us up. He was on his way into the ramp, and we made arrangements to get his partner out of the boat in dry clothes and get Ab out of the water with his boat as quickly as possible because 82 years old in 64-degree water.
Mm-hmm.
He was plumb froze to death. So we worry about that as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it was 50 some in the morning.
Yeah, it was chilly. And
Yes,
plus we had that wind, that
cold.
north wind. Yeah, It was chilly.
Yeah. So, Dustin's Raccoon Creek Outfitters is interested. So
great, Dustin. I'm just down the street from you.
Yeah.
I'll come down to the shop and see you.
Well, good. Okay. Well, if you don't have anything else, I'll go ahead and do the trivia question. Do you want to stay on, or do you want to go? You going to stay on?
Do I have a chance to win my own base back?
Yeah. That's what Jesse said. Don't forget about a hook and donkey's plastic. Jesse commented a minute ago about that. I'm like,
that's all right.
Hook and donkey gets it all the time. It is the 3.4 Sonar Shad in the char pepper, the old Hank Cherry collar.
Yeah, it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Okay. Trivia question. Oh, I got it in my photos. Took a picture of it. I think I asked this a long time ago, but I asked the name of the angler. But this time I'm going to give you the name of the angler. I want the month. Give me the month and the year. The month and year. Don't have to give me the date of the month, just the month and the year. Larry Nixon, the legendary Arkansas pro, became the first angler in bass history to cross the $1 million mark. On what month and what year? Larry Nixon, the legendary Arkansas pro, became the first angler in bass history to ever cross the $1 million mark. What year, month, and what year? Mike Abstein said, Mike's baits are awesome.
I'm glad you're enjoying them.
Fred Teets. Yep, Fred Teets got it. October 1992.
Wow, I'd have never guessed that.
Actually, it was October 17th, 1992, when Larry Nixon crossed the legendary 1 million mark. So, Fred, send me your address and I'll stop at the post office tomorrow and put these in the mail. Okay.
Put them on a green eco swim. Jesse's got a bladed jig. It's called, I forget the eco. Basically, it's a bladed jig. Get his green, put that on a green pumpkin bladed jig and a blue rock bladed jig and hold on.
I have been throwing them on a chatterbait this year. I started down in Gunnersville. Actually, my co-angler showed me, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. That color with the green pumpkin, yeah, it really pops.
You think the tail doesn't have no action. You put it on a chatterbait, and that tail's got action.
Right.
Yep, that tail's got action. Yep. Okay, well, guys, great show, man. We held a bunch of people on here tonight, so
that's great.
Finally got a good show tonight. I just had to get the legendary Albany bait maker on here.
Oh, whatever. Like I said, it's great. Again, guys, it was great to have everybody out, and we can't wait to see everybody next year. It is a fun event. And Tony, thank you for having me on tonight to explain the weights and everything. It's just, thank you. We greatly appreciate it.
Well, and I run one of those years ago at Lake Snowden, and I sat on the bank and did what you did, and it sucked because I wanted to be fishing.
Yeah, I love fishing burr oak, and for the last 8 years, I've had to sit back and watch everything. It is, it's a little trying at times, but it's worth it to see the smiles and to see your friends up there and guys you fished against with. It's just great. It's a great event.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Of fun, and look forward to it next year. We're already signed up, and guys, you better get in there. If you want in it, you better get in it now because it'll fill up quick.
Yeah, it will. It'll fill up pretty quick.
Yeah, it's getting to be very, very known tournament, and people are filling it quick. So, I mean, 21 people yesterday? That's almost half the field. Already,
yeah, it was 20.
Signed up.
20 yesterday, and we've had 2 today, so we're looking at 22 spots right now. Yep. So, yeah, we're almost halfway there. Yeah,
halfway there, and it's the day after the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, if you wait around, you ain't gonna get in. So.
Right.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Mike, and I will see you Saturday.
All right, buddy. Be careful.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya. Guys, I need to go ahead and do the tournament results. So if you'll hang with me just real quick. Wednesday night at Lake Snowden. Let's see, is this the right one? Yes. Wednesday at Lake Snowden, third place with 5.41 was Howard Miller and Jim Reed. Second place with 6.20 was Dylan and Donnie Phillips. And first place with 7.46 was Travis Six and Billy Gould. Rose didn't have a tournament. Saturday there was not a tournament. Well, I had a guy on Tuesday. Let me pull this up real quick. It's the Outlaw. It's called the Outlaw Tournament Trail, Buckeye Lake, April 22nd. Fifth place was Storts and Shepard with 8.92. Fourth place was Carter and Shrinker with 9.90. Third place was Henry and Henry with 10.58. Second place was Perkins and Nur with 10.78. And first was Kazuski and Kazuski 11.91. And they had Big Bass at 5.48. That's a big fish on Buckeye Lake. That's a big bass for Buckeye. And he says the next tournament is at Alum Creek, Wednesday, May 13th. So that's the Outlaw Tournament Trail. They run that through the week. Get a hold of Zach Wright. I think that was the only ones that anybody sent me. Let me double check one other thing here. I thought I might have. Yeah, Thursday nighters. I believe this is down at I do believe this is down at at Jackson Lake. Thursday nighter, first place was Cohen and Talon with 3.81. Second place was Tim with 2.14. And Big Bass went at Big Bass was Gary with 1.10 was Big Bass. So that was Thursday nighters at Jackson Lake. Okay, I do believe that's all the tournament results. We will be at Burr Oak, or not Burr Oak, at Alum Creek Saturday for the run and gun. And Sunday, Athens County will be at the Gallipolis ramp out of Gallipolis. So I'll have some results for them tournaments next Monday night. So guys, tune in next Monday night. We'll talk about them tournaments. And what a great show tonight. Wow, I had a bunch of comments, a bunch of people on. And if you, like I said, if you get a chance, go sign up for that hourly tournament run and gun up at Burr Oak. It is a blast. I have a fun time every year. And I knew Sunday morning when it was cold because I went up there Saturday and I wasn't even trying to catch them. And I had 2 over 3 pounds, not even, one I tried to catch. The other one I didn't, and I had another over 16-inch fish. Trying not to, had protectors on the hooks, trying not to catch them, and they was hitting it so hard they was eating through the protector. But I knew when I got up and started up there Sunday morning and happened to have gloves on that it was going to be a bad day. But it turned out all right. I ended up with the fish at the end of the day that at least paid our entry fee and put a little gas money in our pocket. So I had a good time. I have a good time every year, even if we don't catch any, because it's just all it's not just fishing; it's mines too. You're a mind game, and it's funny, real quick, and then I'm gonna shut her down. But you're sitting there fishing, and I even told Josh we're fishing, and there's boats all around us, and none of them are starting up because you can always tell, especially a 9-9 boat. You'll hear them fire up and zoom down the lake, and it's like they got to fish because I mean, they're headed as hard as they can go to the ramp. It's like they just caught one, and you're thinking, wonder how big it was. And Sunday, boats wasn't moving. They wasn't going nowhere. And it's like, it's tough. It's a tough day. The bite is tough. But it's a lot of fun. And like I said, and if you can't figure out how to get a hold of Mike, get a hold of me and I'll get you in touch with you. But I appreciate it. Lewis, thank you for coming up and telling me, that you watch my show. That means a lot. When I'm pulling in at a boat ramp at 5 a.m. in the morning and a guy pulls up behind me and tells me, hey, I watch your show every Monday night. Man, that it's great. So I appreciate everybody. And I will see you next Monday night for another Grubb Cast. And as I say, go out there and rip some lips this week. Well, have fun. Be safe. See you next Monday night.